Hello everybody and welcome to another CB Show Tunes tutorial. Now today what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be basically making an Android game control or character controller. Um, this game is going to be based on the Subway Runner style gameplay, just with a little bit of variations just to make it our own. Now I have actually had a character controller script that actually was uh, given to me by a subscriber of mine to actually go and fix up, make it really unique and all, and of course fix a couple problems that the individual was having. So we actually have set it up to where we actually can play the game as well as everything works just perfect. And I have to give credit to this guy because I mean, it was done really well. Let's just say the script was excellent, and it actually needed minor tweaking. So I'm going to show you guys the script. I'm also going to leave the script inside the description so you guys can just copy it. Keep in mind that this, of course, is the script's name inside my computer. So if you have a different name for your script, just simply put that script name here. Okay, so all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. You have a public game object, which is a cube. You have a public float, the sensitivity pretty much, and of course the touch initiative, blah, 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 and if it's being swiped or not. Now, we have three of these very important bulls right here. They're called lane 1, lane 2, and lane 3. These are basically going to be your bulls that tells you which location you can go to, and if you are able to access the different location without exiting the position that you're at. Mainly because we need to set up a border for you, right? So inside Subway Surfer, you actually have 3 lanes that you can go into. You can't go past those 3 lanes. You can only go within 3 lanes. So we don't want an infinite side scroller to where you can continually move left if there's only one space to the left. And we don't want you to continually go right if there's only one space to the right. So what we do is we set up these 3 public bulls to remedy this problem. We also set up this public bull called isGrounded and this public float called JumpHeight. These two are actually used for our jumping setup, and I'm going to get to that in a couple seconds, minutes, whatever. And of course, this distance per leap is an integer, and this tells us how far we move over inside of our lane. Inside the original script, it was actually set up to where it was individually named throughout every single one. I believe it was like 5 move over. And you don't want that to be individually through it all. You want it to be underneath one variable, unless it's a different number. Mainly so then you can actually change it one time and it changes all of them. So we just changed those to distance per leap, and I'll show you where those are as well. Then we have our public float drop speed. So this just tells us how fast we're going to be dropping. Now we have a rigid body on our object, and this will be used for our jumping as well. So the jump height is grounded, and rigid body will be used for our jumping and our drop speed. Oh, and our drop speed is added. Okay, so underneath your void start function, we're going to set up which position we're going to be starting in first. So where your cube is starting, we're going to start it in the middle lane. So we're going to call it lane 2 is equal to true. Is grounded is equal to true, saying we're already on the ground. And then our rigid body is equal to the game object up there, which is our cube, dot game object. So we're selecting its data. We're going to get the component, and we're going to call it rigid body. Then we're going to go over to the void update. Just simply copy this script right here. Long explanation for that. I really don't care to get into all that. And we're now going to get into our lanes. So this is where all the magic happens to decide if we can move over or not. So just simply write this down or copy it, whatever. And if you look at this, if distance is, I guess, greater than 1f, then that's basically just saying if our finger's within that certain range. Alright, so this function right here serves as our swipe, right? So swipe left and then x moved is greater than 0. So basically saying if our finger swipe is greater than 0 on the x, then we swipe left. So we're going to select our cube, which is our game object, .transform.translate, just like you would move any other object, and we're going to say a negative distance per leap. So that's how much your distance is. Then of course you put comma 0, 0. And we have our lane 1 is now equal to true and lane 2 is equal to false. So keep in mind when you're going left and you're in lane 2, which is the middle lane, you're going to go to the left lane, right? So lane 1. Then you have else if it's swiped right, then you're going to basically put the same code, except it's going to be a positive instead, and you're going to say lane 3 is equal to true because you're going right, and lane 2 is equal to false. Now we have, of course, our drop code whenever we swipe down. So whenever you're swiping down on the screen, what's going to happen is it's going to pretty much give you a little bit of a, I guess you could say it will make you drop faster than if you just let yourself fall. And as you could notice, we have this function right here called ann is ground is equal to false. The reason why we have this is because we don't want you to be on the ground and swipe down and it ends up that you'll fall to the ground. We don't want that, so we made sure that we have this is ground is equal to false. Now if you wanted to, you could add another else if and then add another swipe down, the exact same as this, but if you're grounded, then it will do another effect. But for now, we're not going to worry about that. Of course, if you swipe up, we have is grounded is equal to true, then you could jump. Okay, so we have swiped is equal to true. Now we're going to just copy this entire script all the way up to if lane 2 is equal to true. And then you're going to put an else after the end of this if statement right here. Then you're just going to paste this same script along this right here till you have lane 1 and lane 3 set up as well. And all you need to do is simply just change these variables. So since you're in lane 1, you can't go left, so you're just going to change this to 0. If you go right, you're just going to change which lane you're in. So it's just the same functions, it's just you're just changing minor things. So now we're going to get down to where the magic is of jumping and of course dropping and how to make yourself grounded again. So you have your public void jump. Now keep in mind this is outside of the update function. So right here through, roll down, here is all the update function. So this right here is a separate void. So it's going to be called public void jump. And underneath this we're going to call it RB, which is a rigid body.addForce. Now addForce only works with a rigid body. So keep that in mind. With addForce now, what you're going to do is put parentheses vector3.up multiplied by jump height. So basically however much your jump height is, that's how much, I guess, it's going to give it. Then you have is grounded is equal to false, basically saying you're no longer on the ground, so you can't hop. Then you have a public void drop, so you're going to put the same function, except you're going to change this to down multiplied by the drop speed. Of course, you have a void on collision enter, is grounded is equal to true. So basically, whenever you hit an object, you're going to be grounded and then you can hop again. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys a little video of this on my phone, and then we can, then you guys can see how it works. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright guys, so we're going to test this game out real fast.